Very well, my lady.
What is the best way to get over there?
I believe to the portal, and then perhaps through the neutral city of... Oh my god, forgot the name of it.
I am glad I'm not the only one that doesn't remember the name of the city.
Ah, yes. This is quite embarrassing.
No, no, no. We can see when we get to there.
Silamel, I believe. Yes. Very well, I shall see you on the other side. Silamel, not Silibel. So, you mentioned that you've been there before, is that correct?
No. I actually have not been over there yet.
Oh, I see.
But I ran into some of its residents earlier today, and they did mention that they seem to have a lot of ebony silk and would be willing to trade for it. So I want to go and see what exactly they would like for the ebony silk.
I see. I only heard that their place was along the river. So that shouldn't be hard to find.
Yes, I believe I walked past it before whenever we were out gathering the different types of magic. And it seems to be at the conjunction between the river and the coast.
South
so
Jungle?
Let's see.
I believe this might be our best bet, the South Jungle one.
Yes, it would.
Very well. After you, milady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There's my horse. And there's your horse.
Well, I think we're gonna have to cross the river.
Yes, we will. Oh! I am unpracticed with horses.
That is fine. If you bump into me a few times, I won't consider it as an insult. I think my horse can handle it. It's my second one. My first one already died. So if you kill this one, I'm already used to replacing them.
Well, I'd rather not have to replace mana.
Oh yes, yours is quite beautiful. I really like the white ones.
Thank you. Yes, me, the Princess Amelia, and Lady Kenna all have white horses. They had asked me to raise them so that we would have matching steeds.
I see. Yes, the three of you are quite matching in more ways than one. Although all, of course, perfectly individual and unique. You are often found in quite a formation, the three of you.
Well, me and Kenna are her ladies in waiting, so it's natural that we would accompany the princess whenever she desires us to.
I see.
Plus, we have just grown up together, so we are used to each other's company.
That is nice. Yes, I'm often found in the presence of my squires too. So I understand. I guess this must be it. Excuse me, anybody around? Looks like we need to proceed a bit.
It does seem that these are our houses.
Indeed.
It would appear that they have a bit more, maybe not too much, but a little bit more privacy and space than we do.
Definitely. Do you live in the castle?
Yes. I live actually on the same floor as you.
Ah, I see. Have you spoken to Charles? My
Yes. Yes, I have addressed him.
I see. He is a good friend of mine, and if you ever wish to get a hold of me, you may want to try him, and he will probably know where to find me. That's quite a village. Looks like this is their preferred mean of transportation. Hello, Snork.
Hmm.
Don't mind me, I'm just using spookiness to watch you.
Goats?
Alright.
It is rather odd.
Indeed, but I believe it is quite common for Nordic tribes. There is definitely a lot of them. Look at all these houses.
And I mean, when you think about it, how many houses are there inside the castle?
Indeed, plenty of rooms.
It just seems that these people would much rather use more building materials to keep separated rather than all live inside the same building.
Indeed. Greetings. We come in peace.
Is there a reason you're behind our home?
We apologize.
We came from further up the river. No, sorry, we did not see another way to go around it.
Indeed. We haven't been here before and we didn't see any horn to properly announce ourselves.
There is another path around the other side.
Unfortunately, we are not familiar with it. If you wish us to retrieve there and try to make a second first impression, we may do so. If that is what you require. We are not here to trespass. We are not here to spook you. We are simply here because a lady over here wants to do business with you. And we heard you are traders.
Some of us are. Though most of us are asleep at this hour.
I see.
Mm.
What is your name, my lady?
Do
I'm Hella.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Hella. My name is Sir Tristan, and I am accompanying this lovely lady over here. I will let her introduce herself.
Greetings, I am Lady Liliana Vortex. And I was in search of a merchant that I could possibly procure ebony silk from.
RPG channel. It is a RP server that we are currently playing on.
Well, I know the pirates have an abundance of it.
It is this one. You can check it out.
I wouldn't say any of us can sell it. I wouldn't know.
Oh, apologies. I had met your cook and his apprentice earlier today, and he mentioned that if I stopped by and asked for a
Sort of breath like zero.
merchant, someone would have the ebony silk to trade for. And I apologize if I misunderstood.
Perhaps. I don't really know. None of the merchants, I believe, are awake right now.
That is unfortunate. Do you know usually what time of the day they're usually awake?
I know my sister usually is awake around
Thank you so
Eastern
much,
Stars
Swab.
about 5 at
It's
night.
always nice to RP with your character. I really like him.
So a bit earlier in the night than I used to. Then I will
Okay.
have to stop by
Got you a
when I
decent
first
meal.
wake up. And I do apologize for bothering you, and I did not mean to scare you or offend you in any way in us wandering about the houses trying to find someone.
I understand. Just normally go through the houses and not behind them. Less suspicious that way, I think.
Absolutely. We will keep that in
where
mind.
is-
And we give you our word that we will try to use the appropriate path next time.
Yes, would you mind pointing out the path? We had come from the river
on
that
caffeine.
way and had seen some houses along it and passed through some rocks, which is how we ended up behind this particular house. But what is the pathway that you desire us to take in the future?
Hmm. I don't really know the actual path that the Yara would like people to come through, but I don't think it is the way that you came. There is a path. I'll have to show you the path around.
We would greatly appreciate it.
I mean, surely you can, if you want, go around the giant rock, but I'm not sure if that is the appropriate way. But here, I'll show you.
This is where we have to pass through, because we came from the portal, the river from here.
I see. Technically, know the roads that go through here.
Oh.
This way is
Mana.
not technically the way to go.
Sir Tristan, would you mind moving Mana? Thank you.
Of course. Bad horse.
No, apologies.
It's alright. If you want to grab the horse, though, I can show you the gate in which we actually have.
I see.
I would suggest coming through.
Yes, indeed. This definitely looks much more like a proper way, instead of sneaking behind your houses. Oh.
Ooh.
Apologies.
I do apologize. I did not even see that pathway, nor did I see any buildings up here. I would not have even thought to come this way.
Truth be told, we need to get a horn up here, but we have only just settled a few days ago, so there's that. And I can show you the way around if you want.
That would be much appreciated.
Indeed.
I'm
listening.
At any rate, you have...
I am glad that we met someone here.
Yes. You've done some impressive work here. You have settled this place nicely.
It's mostly the Jarl and his wife.
I see. What's the name of Jarl's wife, if I may ask?
Her name is Sif, Lady Sif.
Lady Sif, thank you. I have met Jarl before, in the neutral town of Salamel, but I haven't had the pleasure of meeting his wife just yet.
Alright, cats.
No, dear. Sir Tristan, your horse.
My apologies.
But it's fine. If you follow the bones that way, there's a path that leads around. I know it's far out of reach, but that is another way around. It is not as quick as going just around the rock and into our encampment, but with everything going on right now, I think people roaming such as your armor into our camp is the last thing we want.
I believe I am missing some information. Is there
I
an
think
issue with my people visiting you?
Indeed. We heard that your people are always fond of trading, and we wanted to come by to perhaps talk to you some more and learn more about your customs, so that we can better welcome you in our own home.
mm, I don't know all the details, but I was told there was a meeting today with Percival.
Yes, indeed. Percival, Sir Percival, is a fellow knight of the Round Table, just like me.
Mm.
I have heard about this meeting too, and I believe what was discussed was the matter of taxation.
Indeed.
And I believe your people were given a week to obtain a certain amount of coins to pay for claiming some of this land from Camelot and from our king.
Not to insult your customs, sir, but how does a sword on land?
Where do you hail from, milady? Where is your home?
To the far north, where it's frozen, far from here.
Imagine a bunch of Britons suddenly showing up on your doorstep, suddenly claiming a piece of your land that you hold dear. How would that make you feel? Would you just leave them? Or would you defend your lands? Or would you try to be civil with them and offer them a certain deal how they can stay underneath your watchful eye?
I think we'd be curious at first. See what sort of things they had to trade, but I don't think we would ask them for coin.
Well, Camelot was built on the foundation of law, and we are adhering to it, all of us. All of us pay taxes, so that we can combine our efforts into prosperity, making sure that our village and our castle and everyone residing in them is protected and being taken care of. That is the logic behind this taxation.
Well, that being said, though, we don't live in the castle, nor do we live in the village, and yet it doesn't seem like your people come out this far very often.
That is correct.
So,
Nevertheless,
what's a little bit of sand and humidity for coin?
unfortunately, that is up for our king to decide. These lands are the lands of Camelot, and they belong to him. And everyone on our lands needs to pay taxes. Those are the rules.
If I may. First, I would like to apologize for my ignorance. I was not aware of this meeting, nor was I aware of any requests of your people to pay any taxes to Camelot. But, Sir Tristan, if you would confirm something for me.
But of course,
The taxation of the Camelot residents is to help pay for the upkeep of Camelot as well as pay the guards, correct?
yes indeed.
So, am I correct to assume that if the Vikings pay these taxes, you will assign guards to protect them from any obstacles?
Absolutely. If they want to reside on our lands, they will benefit from these privileges too, just like any other villagers that live around Camelot.
Then, and they are provided the same protections as those who reside near the castle, will they also be provided the same limitations on who exactly is taxed, as currently only the shopkeepers are being taxed?
I would think so. Nevertheless, I wasn't part of this meeting, and I leave such matters to Sir Percival and his squire to decide.
Yes, I
Apparently
believe
it's
this is a bit of a miscommunication. If I may fully explain, the
alright.
residents that are being taxed are the shopkeepers that are in town, and they are being taxed per a week, I believe. So the normal citizens do not have to pay any taxes currently. I am unsure of exactly what went down during this meeting that you had, and I am unsure if Sir Percival is entirely knowledgeable on who exactly is being taxed and the rate. But
2 copper per one of us, not just the shopkeeps. Every single one of us, including the Jarl, is 2 copper per head.
then I believe Sir Percival needs to be talked to, because as it is right now, it is only 2 copper per shopkeep in Camelot. Which, since you are so far away, I do not think it would be fair, Sir Tristan, for the citizens of the Asirs to be taxed as the same as the shopkeeps.
With all due respect, my lady, these rules are not arbitrary. We were given direct orders by the king himself. And if he wishes for those who decide to claim lands from him in his absence without any prior communication, if he wishes to ask them for a tribute for a fair price so that they can reside here and occupy it with their presence, then I believe it's only fair for us to enforce his will as one of his knights of the Round Table.
Then I believe I might need to have a discussion. Because in that case, I believe a settlement fee would suffice, and then any taxation would match that of Camelot. In this case, the 2 copper would only apply for the shopkeepers.
I believe there is the logic behind it. We may call it a taxation, but it is indeed more like a settlement fee.
In that case, it does need to be made clear whether they intend to provide the rules about the taxation every single week, or if they will change it to only the shopkeep after the first payment has been made.
Indeed. And in
And
that
that
regard,
needs to be thoroughly explained. Otherwise, it will cause way too many tensions that I personally would not want to deal with.
I agree. And in that regard, feel free to discuss this matter with Sir Percival himself. He is in charge of these negotiations.
I plan to.
And I will pass on this information to my Jarl.
That would be very much appreciated. As of course Lady Liliana
Perhaps
said, we are not here to step on any toes. But we are also obliged to enforce certain rules that apply to all of us.
Yes, and I do apologize for my ignorance in not knowing that there was any kind of issue regarding my people and yours. It was not my intention to make you wary, and it was also not my intention to have any airs about sneaking around your
Nope.
houses. Now that I'm aware of the pathway, I will use that when I come to visit instead.
I believe the other way is okay, but it's
This
just
works?
we have a lot of homes that way and a lot of people sleeping.
Yes, it is natural to want to protect your people. If I would suggest possibly building some kind of wall on the far side of the houses along the river to make it very clear that you cannot pass that way, and possibly some kind of signs or lights guiding up that pathway to make it easier for any visitors to know where to go. Seeing as we would typically be coming from the portal that is farther up the river.
There is. I have brought that up to Lady Sif, but she told me that we will not be doing such things. So, my suggestion in the future, if you come from that portal, just come the way you did, but make sure you just stay closer to the river instead of going behind the houses.
Understood. And
But now you know this way as well.
And we very much appreciate it. Thank you for showing us around.
Of course. We don't really have a grand meeting area except for the long haul. So I apologize for talking out here in the rain.
Oh, that is completely fine. We are used to these elements. We come from lands where rain is a constant variable that we have to deal with. We are quite used to it.
Very constant.
I was in your village earlier tonight looking for a man that took a practice sword off of somebody to use for firewood. I got it back.
Ah, I
But
see.
it's a very pretty town. It's a lot
Oh, we believe
cleaner
in
than I'm
women's
used
rights
to.
too. That is
I
good.
believe that there's a lot of what the tension is around with our people and your people is that you are very clean, and while our customs are not exactly the same,
Yes, well, I'm
some of
feeling much
your
better. Thank you.
men cannot seem
Have
to
a good
hold their
rest,
tongue
sir.
on the matter.
Thank you for stopping by.
Mm, it is likely because many of the men inside Camelot have been raised in more of noble society, so they do not
Hello, Red.
understand how difficult
How are
it
you?
is
Haven't seen you in a
to
while.
remain clean and polished and shiny every single day whenever you are more close to nature, such as the Vizier.
Hmm.
And I have
Well,
noticed that a lot of the Camelot residents do have a bit snobbery to them, you could say. And they have also lost touch to their more natural side.
it is all fine and good to hold yourself in high regard, but do not shit
That's a
on
most of
the others
greeting here.
around
Bit
you
of an
that
RP break. Oh,
are
I'm sorry to
trying
hear
to
that.
make peace with you.
I missed you.
Doesn't make you any friends.
I fully agree.
Oh, wow.
But it does seem that a lot of nobility, especially men, seem to
What's
like
that supposed
to
to
be on
mean?
top of other people. So they do not care what feelings they tread on in the process. And I apologize if anyone has offended you in that way. It
Nothing
is
major
not my
still.
wish for our people to clash in any way, and while I do not have a true rank, I believe it would inconvenience my princess if I made any enemies with any residents of this land.
I understand. And honestly, people telling me I stink is no skin off my cheek or nothing. But others of us don't take insults so lightly. I'll pass along your apologies to my Jarl and our people.
That is much appreciated.
And you,
And it is a pleasure to meet you. Uh, would I refer to you as Lady or Miss? How would you wish me to address you?
Just Hella.
Hella,
Helen.
you may add my
I'm just a
name underneath that apology letter of Lady Liliana. I may be one of those nobles she just described in so much detail, and I definitely appreciated her gentle jabs against my, well, some of my customs. I indeed grew up in this environment that she described, and sometimes I cannot help it, and I display a certain degree of arrogance when dealing with others. Nevertheless, my intention is never to cause any trouble, and I don't wish to insult anyone. We are merely trying to learn more about you, trying to get to know you. We also would like to respect your customs, just like we expect you to respect ours, since you are in our home. And I'm sure we will find a mutual understanding in time, and perhaps even some beneficial trade in the future.
I agree.
In the meantime, Hella, if you would you mind delivering this to your Jarl as a gift from me?
Indeed, I believe he prescribed tribute must be given whenever we visit.
That was amended. It was more if you're to meet with the Jarl to give tribute. Visitors is okay. However, if you
Well,
wish to meet with him later, I could pass this forward.
and I would very much appreciate to meet with him. But regardless of any kind of tribute, and I do wish to offer it as a sign
Thank
of
you, Red.
peace and
It is a
respect
cover.
towards your people.
Thought
Though
it would be
I
fitting
am
to add a bit of
uncertain
classics
of what kind of
into my
goods
soundtrack
you
for
all
this guy.
desire. The gems are type of goods that I personally prefer to receive.
I will have to discuss with our people about what it is that we desire. I'm just a warrior. I help guard the caravans and all the traders. So,
And so you are like a guard, the guards that we have in the city.
of a sort, yes.
Your profession is honorable.
Agreed.
I protect my sister.
Is she also a guard?
She is she's our armor smith.
Ah, I see.
So
I
a
wonder if
trader
she
of
would get
sorts.
Yes. And I know that our armorsmith Edwin is a very interesting fellow, but I do wonder if they have become acquainted yet.
I'm unsure. She made mention that she had met a princess of yours. I don't remember if I heard which name it was, though.
Lucinda?
Well,
Perhaps?
yes, there are two princesses at this time. There's Princess Lucinda, and then there is Princess Amelia. I am one of the two ladies in waiting to
Oh,
Princess
I'm so sorry.
Amelia. The other one is Lady Canna.
That sounds terrible. To live with someone who constantly practices the same song.
Apparently they had a very deep conversation, but I was not privy to it and I did not ask.
I have not heard anything from Amelia, so likely it was Lucinda instead. But I'm sure my princess would love to become acquainted with your people. She did seem rather curious of some of your men that were passing by the city.
Oh boy. Big men always seems to lure the eyes.
But it was a pleasure to meet you, and I apologize for any kind of disrespect that we have shown here tonight. I will try to rectify my actions to better accommodate your culture. And any action that I do, if it goes against your customs, please do not hesitate to inform me, and I will try and correct my own actions in process.
And I will make sure
course.
that those who insulted you in any way will be properly reprimanded. Especially if they are one of my squires. Or one of the guards.
I wasn't there for the meeting, but so everything I had heard and we talked about is basically hearsay on my end, but from what I hear from numerous people, that is what happened.
And we appreciate your
It is
perspective.
rather unfortunate. And I will be honest, I have yet to hear any kind of real negativities about your people. And I have heard about the cleanliness issue, but at the same time, I personally see the benefit of allowing one to be overcome by nature, as it does make you more spiritual in a sense. So I do not see it as a problem. You should
Speaking
meet
of nature. Oh, thank you.
You should meet Lady Chambers. She is always going on about how she smells of compost from all of her flowers. Apologies. I believe his torch burnt out.
Yes,
Oh.
the breaking, just the noise itself made me jump a little.
Yes, apologies about that. I believe mine should last a bit more. But yes, I,
No.
if you think of any names as to who insulted you, I would very much appreciate it if you would inform us in the future. Mm, I cannot speak for Sir Percival or any of the other High Knights, but I personally do not wish to have any clashes with your people, as I see that having relations with you instead would be much more beneficial for the kingdom.
Very much so.
Well, I cannot speak for my Yarrow, but I would imagine that all of us getting along would be better than not.
Much agreed. Well, if it is all right, uh, may I return at some point tomorrow early evening?
Yes, I imagine everyone would be happy to see that. And I'll leave a note in for my Yarrow with the gems that you gave me, with an apology and all that.
That would be much appreciated.
It is getting late and I do need to attend to my dreams, so I will leave you to it.
Of course.
Of course. Thank you, Hella. And I do appreciate it very much.
Thank you for your
Of
hospitality.
course. Wish I could offer more. Guess tomorrow I'll have to do.
Perhaps one day we can repay the favor and we can invite you to our village too at some point.
We've been to the, what is it called, the favorite cook?
Ah, yes, our tavern.
Yes, we all had mead there. Quite interesting.
That is good. Perhaps the next round will be on me.
Alright, I'll hold you to that.
Safe travels.
You as well.
Farewell. Question. Ask where you're at. Lady Liliana, if I may.
Yes.
You have done well.
What do you mean?
I didn't expect this to be a diplomatic mission. I honestly expected this to be a simple matter of trade. You needing to obtain that ebony silk, but you obviously had ulterior motives. You should have told me. I would have been on your side. No matter what you might think of us knights, not all of us are so full of themselves, just concerned about adventures and slaying dragons and saving damsels in distress. I am in here to protect our people, and of course to serve the king. And I do believe that any conflict with these people would be quite unnecessary. And if I can avoid it, I will do my best to achieve that goal.
Sir Tristan, this trip was intended to be a merchant trip for ebony silk. And I was not aware it would turn into any kind of diplomatic issue. And I had heard whispers about something had happened with the Seers, but no one would
Do
tell
stuff.
me anything.
No, you do stuff. Jerk.
And now I have more information on the matter. While I am saddened that this kind of conflict has arisen, I do hope that we can come to a resolution before war breaks out. I would rather befriend them rather than lose them to a bloodbath.
And our goals are aligned. I'm happy to hear that.
And I do appreciate you accompanying me, and I do apologize for jabbing at you in a way.
Oh,
I have
please.
been raised nobility myself, but I have come to appreciate the ways of the people that live in the dirt, as you say.
As do I. And please, no apology needed. I'm quite used to it, and I do find some of my own ways despicable, too. But there is no need to discuss about that any further. Let us go back. don't believe the gate will be open for us at this point. We might want to go along the shore.
True. If I may, though, we should try and pass through the gate first.
Very well.
And after I deal with these...
Nicely done. You definitely know how to handle yourself in battle.
Brat.
Damn it. Looks like we got them all.
I hate these savages. As much as I am perfectly fine with other people living inside the dirt, I do not like the people that live in the dirt and attack everything around them.
Yes, indeed. It's all about attitude. And theirs is quite toxic.
Alright. Alright. I wish to try and go through the gate, because if their gate does not work, it is something that we should inform them of for
Very
the
well.
future.
Yes, if
And
they
in
want...
that case, we can take the shore instead.
Indeed.
But as it is right now, let us try and use the pathway that she has shown us.
Ah, it is indeed open. You were correct. Allow me to open the door for you.
Alright, so that is good to know that that gate actually opens for us, and they do not have it locked.
Indeed. That means that we can definitely use it anytime we come visit.
Then we can avoid having an issue again where we sneak behind their house. Actually, kind of mad at myself for not noticing this pathway in the first place.
Indeed.
It was rather rude to assume.
Oh, we
were
can,
trying
right?
to
That's awesome.
Walk through their houses. I should have guessed.
Was the
that.
Chloe floaty thing in the sky? There is a new thing from the recent AOC update. That is probably a part of the unnamed city.
Alright, so we are going to have to. We're gonna have to cross the river again.
Indeed. My apologies.
You are quite alright. I am moving rather slow and am not very good with the reins.
I beg to differ. You mentioned that you don't have much experience with horses, but you handle yours quite expertly.
As I hit into yours.
Well, I wouldn't call it hitting. I would call it strategic turning with occasional casualties, resulting in the harm done on my horse. But
Is your horse okay?
yeah, I think he'll manage. A few broken ribs here and there, but I think he'll be fine.
And I did notice that I hit him with my magic earlier.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully he is healed by now.
This magic of yours, is that a result of your extensive studies? I've noticed that you know quite a lot about healing and potion brewing.
My family has a long history of being mages and druids and doctors of sorts.
I see.
So I have been raised around it. But this magic is more innate. I'm still trying to study the magic that I can actually learn myself rather than just being born with it.
Looks like a giant piece of star metal got stuck. Okay. Yeah, it kind of does. It definitely surprised us when they first implemented it. I myself am quite ignorant to these practices of mysticism and sorcery. As a knight, you might imagine that I rely more on the sword and my armor and my wits, instead of any enchantments or unexplainable powers emanating from my fingertips.
Well, it does do. I would say that your wits fit you rather well.
Thank you. And your magical abilities suit you quite well too. I'm definitely quite
The
intrigued.
mage is typically always needed.
Yes, indeed. Camelot.
Alright. I believe we should return our horses to these stables.
That sounds like a good idea indeed. Well, our little trip was definitely quite fruitful. Even though you didn't get your ebony silk, unfortunately.
Yes, but I am glad to get some insight into their feelings toward our people. Then,
Yes,
while
indeed.
I'm not happy with the current insight, it is something that can be avoided if we are careful.
Well, at least this gives us an opportunity to visit them once more.
Agreed.
Where should we put the horsey? Just outside. Very well, milady. Is there anything else that you would require from me?
I don't believe so. And I appreciate your company in the traveling to the Vikings.
And I appreciate you taking me with you. I hopefully next
And
time.
I'm going to go.
Go ahead.
You are in the way. I don't like. We need another stable.
Yes, indeed. Or perhaps an extension
There are
of this
too
one.
many horses. Yes, there are too many horses.
Indeed.
Alright, well, I'm going to return to the apothecary and see if there's any work that can be done.
Very well. I shall head over to the castle.
Be safe, Sir Tristan.
You too.